Hey guys, Dr. Leaf here. I'm recording this for diagnosis and counseling. Welcome to the summer session. Now, I know that this isn't the way anybody anticipated the summer going, and for some of you, not how you anticipated grad school going. And I want you to know I'm committed to trying my best to get you the counseling education that you need and that you want. So this course, excuse me, focuses specifically on diagnosis. And I'm happy, obviously, I'm here to help with that class. I'm also happy to help with any other issues that come up. So if you need additional information on how to handle other classes, your NCE, finding a job, things like that, let me know. I don't want anybody leaving the semester feeling like they didn't get enough or get what they needed. So definitely let me know if there's something I can do for you. So this video is intended to go over the syllabus and go over the assignments and things like that, the dates. So I'm happy to be flexible with things. So if someone needs more time, more information, please let me know. And so I'm going to go ahead and turn over to the syllabus now. Isn't that cool? I taught myself how to transition. I can do it like that, like that. It's pretty neat. So how to reach me. My email, christopher.leith@utsa. So a lot of the communication as of late is through email. So right now, or in the past couple weeks, if you sent me an email and there was a delay in getting back to you, I apologize. I am just about caught up on everything. So my goal is to respond to emails within 24 hours. Here's my office room, or my office number. I won't be on campus for obvious reasons, but if you need to meet, we can always discuss things by phone, through email, and if we need to, we can schedule a Zoom meeting. Ooh, hang on here. So let's go over the syllabus. So the required texts. There we go, it's done. The DSM, that is absolutely required. There's no getting around it. And you need, it should go without saying, you need the 5th edition. You need the most up-to-date edition of it. Some people buy the hard copy or the soft cover copy, and other people get the electronic one. As long as it is the full version of the DSM, you are set. And this is one of those books that you will probably hold on to as you move through your career. The other book by Cress and Palo, very good book. I think it's more optional, and this is why. The DSM has all the information that we're going to go over, but it's like reading a cookbook, right? It is a list of criteria for a disorder, right? It has some background information on it. They explain what do they mean by certain criteria, but it is a technical manual that outlines what you need to make a diagnosis. The Cress and Palo book is a more traditional textbook that takes the content of the DSM and has that more narrative writing to it that you're probably used to. It is not a substitute for the DSM, right? You still need to get the DSM. It will not replace it. But for those of you that need that more narratively written set of information, it might help. But I suggest checking it out online first to see if you think it would be beneficial, and also look at your DSM to see if that's something that you could understand. But a large part of this course is going through the criteria and saying this is what they mean, this is what it looks like, that's what I'm here for. There are quite a few required articles. Now, if you've been on Blackboard, you see that I've made folders for each week with the PowerPoint. Most of them have articles in them already. That's something that I'm still placing. So I will put up any kind of article or video and things like that will be in those folders for you. Let's see. So a lot of articles. I'm going to let you read the program mission and the outcomes on your own. But if you have questions, please let me know. Your course connection to the portfolio. So for those of you who have not heard about the portfolio yet, when you get to internship 1 and 2, you will have to present a portfolio. For school counselors, this is the same when you're in your internships. And these are the 8 domains. So where does diagnosis fit in? Well, it fits in a number of areas, notably advocacy, right? How to advocate for those with mental illness, multicultural competency, right? How do we not diagnose something that is a normal cultural expectation, ethical and legal concerns, right? We're not just diagnosing for the sake of diagnosing, right? We really feel it's there. So lots of different ways to put that in your portfolio. Instructional method. This will be shocking to everybody, but the course is online. So there's no real attendance. A lot of this is going to be doing things at your convenience. We will have some live sessions for those of you that want that. It is not required, and they will be recorded. So if you can't make it, that is okay. Or if you feel like you don't need to, that is okay too. The reason I'm not pushing harder for the live sessions is because I've already received several emails, both at the end of last semester and at the start of this one, with concerns about I have children and childcare needs. I have family members because of COVID. I've lost my job, or I've been laid off, or my job has these crazy hours now because of COVID. And so there's so many other things going on that need to be addressed. So if you can make it, great. If you can't, that's okay. It's going to be recorded. And if you still need extra help, you let me know, and we'll figure it out. I still left that, turn off your phone when you're in class. The common syllabus information, right? So don't plagiarize, student code of conduct, etc. Fitness to practice. Remember, you're always being evaluated for fitness to practice. One of the things that I want to head off is any problems through written communication, since many of your communication, or much of your communication, will be through writing, right? Whether it's an email, discussion, journal, whatever, for this class or other classes. And I've just done this long enough to know that it can be really easy to write something and another person takes it a different way, right? So when we're writing, keep everything respectful, keep everything person-centered, that nice Rogerian, right? Mutual regard, empathy, etc., and professional, right? So if you're sending an email, make sure that it's professional, not overly casual, overly friendly, things like that, because we're missing out on that context of seeing each other face to face and getting to know each other that way. So err on the side of caution. Let's keep everything professional so that way there's no issue. We're not going to have any issues. KCREP standards. We're on the 2009 standards. That's where UTSA is placed. I'll let you read those on your own. But if you have information about KCREP, you just let me know. Now, the part that you're all really interested in is the assignments. That's where all the action is. So 2 exams, right? So a bigger subset of questions. 3 quizzes to help you understand, test your knowledge, right? The quizzes are intended to reflect the exams, right? Both sets, once they're open, they're open. I'm not doing the time limit thing. You can go in and out, just get it done. Good quality work. You're going to get it right. I'm not worried about it. You shouldn't worry either. Now, about exams and quizzes, the NCE, for those of you planning on taking it, typically NCE questions about diagnosis are either in the category of really, really over the top easy, right? Here's Bob. He's crying all the time. He's sad all the time. He won't get out of bed because he keeps saying he's sad and crying. And also, he's diagnosed with depression. What does he have? A, depression. B, not depression. C, overhappiness. Or D, gingivitis. They're really easy, or they're on the other end where they're really hard, right? Where it's like this specific cell type is found in people with bipolar 1 disorder. And those are typically, before you panic, those are typically those are questions under evaluations. Most of the time, the ones that count are going to be very easy. So for this, it's understanding what symptoms look like. The expectation is not that you memorize every disorder and every criterion, right? It is understanding how to navigate your DSM, right? Here's what the person describes, or here's what the case study describes. It's probably in one of these chapters, and then combing through it, right? It is not to memorize every single criterion or even every disorder in there. You'll get familiar as you gain experience, sure, but that's not the goal. You're always going to have access to your DSM. And then your diagnosis paper. So this is a fun little jaunt. So the diagnostic paper is you're writing me a case study. That's the easiest way to think of it. Fictional character. Write out the treatment plan I can start. There's a template on Blackboard. We're going to go over it. Working through it, posting an article, a template, real easy. There's a couple examples there. But think of it as you're picking a fictional character and you are trying to diagnose them. So you're essentially writing a case study saying the character exhibits X, Y, and Z. And obviously, I expect you to take some creative liberty with it, right? Disney does not really have Moana going with the full set of symptoms for, I don't know what Moana has. Anxiety. Right, so take some liberties with that. Normal grading, A, B, C, D, etc. Everybody's going to do well. I'm not worried about that. So our calendar, you'll notice that all the dates are set for Mondays. That's just because I set the date for Monday on this week. It's just easier that way. The live dates for live sessions I'm going to post shortly. So this week we're just going over introduction, syllabus, things like that. I'll post another video with how and why we diagnose shortly. Next week we're going to start going into the mood stuff, depression, bipolar, and the anxiety issues. The following week, we'll go over the obsessive compulsive disorder, so notably OCD, trauma and stressor, so your PTSD. You'll see your quiz is due there. It's going to open up the week before. Then, week of June 15th, we're going to talk about substance use disorders, personality disorders. Then you have your midterm. I'm going to open up the midterm on June 15th. You'll have a solid week to complete it. You can go in and out, open book, open note, work together, whatever is best for you. When we come back, we're going to start looking at some childhood disorders, disruptive impulse control conduct disorders. So those of you wanting to work with youth or school counselors, this is where you're going to see these things. So your conduct disorders, the elimination disorders, there's really only two of them, enuresis and caprices, right? But we're going to look at that. The next week, we'll go over dissociative disorders and somatic symptom disorders, so illness, anxiety disorder, hypochondriasis. Then we'll go over schizophrenia and the eating disorders, and your next quiz is due. The following week, neurodevelopmental, so autism, ADHD, the learning disabilities, and neurocognitive disorders, so dementias. And then we're going to end with the sleep disorders, sexual dysfunctions, paraphilic and gender dysphoria, right? And then I'll open up the final. Your quiz is due there. Open up the final, and that's due on August 6th. It's a nice, easy semester. This is a lot of information. I won't sugarcoat it. This is a lot of information, and you're going to be able to handle it, right? We're just going through it. Understanding the broad strokes for the disorders is the goal in how to navigate the DSM. Knowing what disorders are where, what do they mean by the client cries a lot. Well, what is a lot? Right? Understanding context, understanding how to take into account cultural things. We don't want to overdiagnose and we don't want to underdiagnose either, meaning we don't want to not diagnose when we should have, because there is a purpose to diagnosis. It isn't just to slap labels around, right? Giving a diagnosis helps a person understand what's happening and helps them get treatment and can help them get services if that is needed, right? So take your time, review the syllabus. I'll post dates for live sessions shortly, as well as the video for the how and why we diagnose. I hope everyone's well. Please take care of yourselves. That's the most important thing. Take care of yourself, your loved ones, etc. And please let me know what you need, and I will see you hopefully soon. Take care.